£84.5 million. That's what Manchester United bet on one season of Marcus Rashford. 130-goal year. The question nobody wants to ask: what happens when the goals stop coming and the wages don't? Let's rewind, because to understand why this deal is such a gamble, you first need to understand exactly what United were reacting to and why it felt so irresistible at the time. For years, Rashford was talented but frustrating. Flashes of brilliance, long stretches of inconsistency, questions about whether he'd ever put together a full season. Then 2022 into 2023 happened. Suddenly he's banging in goals from everywhere. Left foot, right foot, headers, tap-ins, screamers from 30 yards. He finishes the season with roughly 30 goals across all competitions. For a club starved of a homegrown superstar, that's not just good form, that's the kind of year every scout in Europe circles in red pen. Here's the thing though. Think of it like a stock that suddenly spikes 300% in 12 months. Investors don't usually stop and ask, is this sustainable? Or is this a bubble? They panic buy before the price corrects, terrified of missing out on the next big thing. That's essentially what United did. They weren't just paying for the player Rashford had been across the previous 5 seasons of his career. They were paying, almost entirely, for the 3 or 4 best months he'd ever had, and betting, with tens of millions of pounds, that those months were the new normal and not a once-in-a-career outlier.
When you try and give advice to these younger players, what do you say to them? What do you try and guide them to be like?
I prefer to be as example.
Yes.
Because I'm an example. I'm there every morning. I do the same stuff. I'm probably the first ones to arrive and the last ones to go out.
Ronaldo's been in football long enough to see this exact pattern play out before. Young players get paid on potential and vibes, not on proven, repeated performance. Keep that thought in your back pocket, because part 3 is where this whole story gets a lot more uncomfortable. So let's actually break down the numbers, because £325,000 a week makes for a great headline. But let's talk about what that figure really means once you sit with it. That number isn't a bonus tied to good performance. It's not goals equal pay, it's guaranteed. Whether Rashford scores 30 goals this season or 3, that exact amount lands in his account every single week, for years, regardless of form, fitness, or output. Think of it like signing a 20-year mortgage based entirely on this year's Christmas bonus. If your income stays high every year after, fantastic. You can comfortably afford it. But if next year's bonus is smaller or doesn't come at all, you're still locked into those same monthly payments. The bank doesn't care that your circumstances changed. Neither does a football contract. Now add it all up across the length of the deal, and you land on that headline figure. £84.5 million committed. Not available if things go well. Committed, on the books, guaranteed. That's money United literally cannot spend elsewhere. Not on a new striker if this one underperforms. Not on defensive reinforcements the squad desperately needs. Not on academy investment. It's earmarked, locked in, for years. And here's the part that should make every United fan sit up a little straighter. A wage structured like this isn't meaningfully performance-linked on a week-to-week basis. It's fixed, which means the risk isn't shared evenly between the player and the club. It sits almost entirely on United's side of the table. Rashford gets paid the same, whether he's United's top scorer or stuck on the bench. It's the financial equivalent of pre-ordering a product at full price, sight unseen, before a single review comes in. You're locked in either way. Good reviews or bad ones, you already paid. And here's the real kicker. The thing that makes this deal genuinely risky, rather than just generous. It was signed off the back of Rashford's single best statistical season. Not his average, not his career norm, his outlier, career best year. Statistically speaking, elite one-off seasons are notoriously hard to repeat, across almost every sport, not just football. So United didn't just bet on Rashford the player, they bet on lightning striking twice, in the exact same spot, on schedule. Now here's where this stops being just a football story about one player's form, and becomes a genuine financial risk for the entire club. PSR, Profit and Sustainability Rules, is essentially the Premier League's version of a personal credit limit. Clubs are only allowed to lose so much money over a rolling 3-year window before they face real, serious punishment. Points deductions, transfer embargoes, fines, the kind of consequences that can derail an entire season regardless of what happens on the pitch. A huge fixed wage like Rashford's eats directly into that limit, and it eats into it fast. Picture maxing out a credit card on one enormous purchase. In the moment, it feels justified. It felt good at the till. But now there's no buffer left. No room for emergencies. No flexibility if something unexpected comes up. No cushion if results go badly and revenue drops. And United, importantly, don't have a lot of breathing room here. They've already come under scrutiny for their overall financial position in recent seasons. Commercial revenue not matching wage spend, inconsistent results affecting prize money and European qualification. The usual pressures modern football clubs face. Committing close to £85 million to a single player's wages, on top of everything else already on the books, isn't purely a football decision anymore. It's a structural risk to how much flexibility the entire club has to operate. And here's the part nobody really wants to say out loud on a football forum. If Rashford's form drops off, which, to be fair, it has done before during his career, United can't just quietly return the contract like a bad online purchase. There's no refund policy in football. They'd be stuck paying premium, elite-level wages for what might be an average, inconsistent performer, all while still desperately needing fresh cash to strengthen the rest of an aging, expensive squad. That's the trap. That's the bomb ticking underneath this whole deal. So, genius gamble or ticking time bomb? Let's actually lay out both sides fairly, because this isn't as simple as pure outrage. History is absolutely full of one great season contracts that aged badly. Players who peaked right before signing the big deal, then spent the rest of the contract chasing a version of themselves that never quite returned. It's the football equivalent of buying a house right at the very top of a booming market. Nobody rings a bell to tell you it's the peak until prices have already started sliding. But let's flip it around, because the other side of this bet is real too. If Rashford repeats anywhere close to 30 goals a season, even just 20, even just consistently, this deal ages like fine wine. United look like geniuses for locking in a homegrown, marketable, genuinely world-class talent before his value climbed even higher on the open market. Clubs pay a premium for certainty and stability all the time. Maybe this was simply United paying early for both. The honest, unsatisfying answer is that nobody actually knows yet. Not the pundits, not the fans, not even United's own board. That uncertainty is exactly what makes this genuinely fascinating to follow, rather than just easy outrage bait for headlines. So here's the real question, and I genuinely want to know what you think down in the comments. Did Manchester United just bet on Marcus Rashford's talent, or on his single best month ever? If you want the full financial breakdown of exactly how PSR works, and which other clubs are actually closer to the edge than most people realise, tell us in the comments. Drop your verdict on Rashford's contract down in the comments. Hit subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this one, and I'll see you in the next video.